Rangers Easy OK says we shouldn't be spending more money than Celtic. Looking at our squad on paper, it looks far bigger than Celtic's. Next few weeks will show if we have strengthened. This weekend it looks huge already. And of course, guys, he's referring to Rangers against Hearts on Saturday afternoon. That already, I know we're only 4 games into the season, that already looks like an absolutely mammoth game. Hearts can go 9 points clear if they beat Rangers. I mean, pretty remarkable.
It's a game of the weekend, isn't it? And it's at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Brilliant. This is a massive test for Russell Martin. It seems like he's just not had an easy game yet. This is the biggest one yet in the Premier. Well, sorry, the biggest one at Ibrox yet domestically. Is if he's underplayed the previous ones, then he cannot afford to underplay this in the slightest, because Derek McInnes, as we've said many times before, one, knows the Scottish game probably better than any other manager in that division at the moment, and two, knows how to get big results against Old Firm. He's done it with Kilmarnock, he's done it with Aberdeen, so he will be going there with this Hearts side that's sitting level top of the Premiership, full of confidence, fully attacking weapons. He's not mastered he's not worked out his best 11 yet, but he's got so many options that he's managing to rescue games off the bench. So this is going to be a 95, 98, 100-minute test of Rangers' mettle, because so far they failed all the domestic tests that have been put in front of them. Yeah, and I include that Old Firm game. They're at home to Celtic, and it was just worst game of football I've seen since, maybe the Celtic Champions League doubleheader right enough, but very little positive to take out of that other than a clean sheet.
Worst game I've seen in days.
So, look, in all seriousness, Russell Martin needs a big result domestically. He's come nowhere near anyone yet, and if they can get 3 points against Hearts, it'll give them a bit of a foothold, something to build on. But boy, I wouldn't be putting money on it.
In the comments, Tone says, that's not me. Full strength Rangers couldn't muster a shot on goal against the decimated Celtic. You need another squad to choose from after watching that, Dross. And John says, Derek McInnes will be wanting his team to put in a performance to show the 49ers who they should have picked as their manager. And I'll put up just now, guys, the full list of Premiership fixtures for the weekend. That, obviously, Rangers versus Hearts is the big headline game, but Hibs Dundee United could be a cracker as well. Falkirk St Mirren too. A couple of really tasty games to welcome domestic football back.
Hibs Dundee United will be a cracking game under the lights. That'll be the feel good factor around Easter Road at the moment's great. So it always promised to be a difficult first month for Hibs, trying to juggle the qualifiers, and we all know how it's affected clubs in previous seasons. Trying to come back and play on the Sundays, and Hibs managed to get through it just about unscathed. Obviously, there was games that they wanted to win and they didn't win, but they didn't lose them as well. And the performances in Europe were great. But you feel like this international break is way back to Fraz touched at the very start. It's Bowie back. Hopefully for their sake, the Australian boys are back. Everybody's ready to go. It's like the pages just ripped. A big month for Hibs now. That cup quarter final at Ibrox is a massive game for them. They'll feel like they could go and win that and have a real chance of winning that silverware. Obviously, you talked about the Hearts Rangers game. The one thing about Hearts is they're going to have to. What's going to be important for them is flicking the switch for what they've not done this season. Started slowly in games and giving the first goal away. Constantly, they've been chasing games. And the one place they want to go to on Saturday, when the crowd are really ready to go for the home team, don't start slowly and give them a leg up. Derek McInnes will be saying, start well. Try and get the first goal. Of course, Russell Martin will be hoping that Rangers can do that and go off to a flyer. He'll probably have his new striker playing, Charmiti. Falkirk St Mirren looks like a good game as well.
Aye, cracker.
Good game. So, yes, but it's a good, exciting weekend. As ever, always the same.
I know it's only Tuesday, but Fraser, do you see Hearts getting a result at Ibrox?
I do. Aye, I do. It might be another draw. It might be 5 games, 5 draws for Rangers. That wouldn't be the worst for Hearts. That's a decent result at Ibrox. As Swanee rightly touched on, I mentioned myself, they're having to claw games back, so they will want to avoid having to do that at Ibrox. But even if they go a goal down, nothing should that shouldn't take the wind out of Hearts' sails. They know they can claw these games back, and the chances Rangers have been giving up, I keep going back to it. The chances Rangers have been giving up, bar bizarrely that Old Firm game, you would just fancy Hearts to score a goal or two at Ibrox this weekend. I do. I think Rangers need to sort out this Nico Raskin thing pronto, and I think he needs to play. And to be fair, I think he needs to be the first midfield name on the team sheet, basically, and then you build your team around him, because he's him in full flight is Rangers' most valuable asset, is Rangers' best player. And this distraction is the last thing Russell Martin needs. So he needs to prove his man management skills, getting Nico Raskin's head back in the game. It's like the Belgians held out an olive branch this week with his comments. Get this sorted, get him playing again, and that'll give him the best chance to tackle this Hearts team, who will be high tempo, high energy, and in their face.
What do you think, Swan? Do you think Hearts will get a result at the weekend?
I don't know if they will get. I mean, I think what we've seen on the evidence of the season from both teams is they're perfectly capable of it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try and predict what's going to happen. Do I think Hearts are capable of winning at Ibrox? Yes, absolutely. They've shown they've got the firepower to score the goals. We've seen that this season. It was 3 against Dundee United, 3 against Motherwell, 2 at Liverpool. You know, we've got goals in them, Hearts. So I don't imagine that's going to be an issue. And I did say starting well. Fraser's made a very good point there. Even if Rangers were to score, I was talking more from a Hearts point of view and how they can affect Rangers' mentality. But Fraser's right. If Hearts got a goal down, it's hardly going to phase them. It seems to happen on a weekly basis. Even when they get knocked out the cup, I think they went a goal down, didn't they, and then pulled it back to 1 each. So, yeah. You know, fighting back's not an issue. So, yeah, I think they can. Whether they will, we'll see on Saturday, but they definitely can, yeah. The great incentive for Rangers at the weekend is no one can dress up. The start of the season for Rangers has been a calamity. It's been an absolute calamity. Yet, if they can beat Hearts, a massive start for them, and then if Celtic could easily slip up at Kilmarnock on Sunday, and from this terrible position, Rangers might only be 4 points behind or 3 points behind. When given the start of the season, they probably couldn't believe. Now, I'm not suggesting for a minute that, similar to the Celtic scenario, that all the Rangers fans are all of a sudden going to go, brilliant, Russell Martin's our guy, we're off and running. But, you know, it would paint a far better picture for Rangers and where they are. And Rangers must be looking across the city at what's happening at Celtic and thinking, didn't expect that was going to happen. This might have opened a wee door.
Aye. Just before